Sabrina and Brianna Stewart actually talking about the loss, what happened, things like that. People are loving what Sabrina said about Caitlin Clark and just showing love.
I'm so happy, I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
The reigning champions, the New York Liberty, were just overwhelmed by Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. What followed became a memorable moment for basketball fans everywhere. After a tough 14-point defeat, Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart stepped up to the post-game podium, looking like they had just experienced a masterclass performance, and in many ways, they had. But instead of deflecting blame or pointing fingers, they surprised everyone with their refreshingly honest take on Clark's dominance. Their candid remarks quieted any remaining debate about who's truly raising the bar in the league. Now, we ask you, was their response a genuine show of respect, or a graceful way of accepting defeat? Did the Liberty display true sportsmanship? Let's discuss.
The word undeniable exists for a reason, and it applies to Caitlin Clark.
She steps into that court, and in the first quarter, she made 3 threes in 38 seconds.
She is just absolutely undeniable. Caitlin Clark was just different. Caitlin Clark is the system.
Caitlin Clark is generational talent we've needed.
She is the system.
She's 4th in the league in MVP voting.
Caitlin Clark is an absolute all-star. She is the Michael Jordan of this. This is the girl that girls have been waiting for forever.
Let's take a step back and set the scene. The New York Liberty entered the game proudly, wearing the confidence of an undefeated season and championship expectations. On paper, this matchup against the Indiana Fever, who had just weathered 5 games without their star player, looked like a straightforward victory. The Fever were supposed to hold their own, not dominate. But the moment Caitlin Clark stepped back onto the court, the narrative shifted entirely. She scored 32 points, dished out 7 assists, and delivered a highlight reel of unforgettable plays worthy of their own documentary segment.
And Cunningham is down behind the play, but they've got Caitlin Clark to fire away from 2 players with incredible up.
But the real twist came after the final buzzer. Instead of dodging questions or leaning on cliches, Sabrina and Stewie gave Caitlin Clark the credit she clearly earned. No excuses, no deflection, just a clear acknowledgement of reality.
Ball from Cunningham. Clark, another long 3. She's back!
When asked how Clark looked after her injury break, Sabrina didn't hold back. She praised Caitlin's shooting range, composure under pressure, and her ability to create space even against tight defense. That wasn't rehearsed humility or media polish, that was one elite shooter recognizing another. And it didn't stop there. Sabrina went a step further, saying she was genuinely happy to see Clark back healthy, not just for Indiana, but for Caitlin as a person. That kind of comment isn't reserved for hype, it's what you say about someone you truly respect, as a peer.clip.
We go on runs, they do as well. They're a great team. So I don't think it's defeating. I think obviously we know what a great shooter she is, and I think we just gave her too many easy ones. Obviously, she has great range, and her ability to get her shot off is really impressive, especially with missing some games. And so, obviously, on a personal level, I'm really happy to see her back out on the court, healthy, feeling good, because obviously it's important for...
What hit hardest, though, was Sabrina's honest admission. They gave Caitlin way too many open looks. Let that sink in. This is Sabrina Ionescu, a 3-point specialist herself, acknowledging that Clark's range is a real threat, Evan, when it seems like the defense is there. When someone with Sabrina's credentials says Clark's shot is automatic with even an inch of space, you believe her, because she knows exactly what it takes to hit from deep.
As Caitlin Clark put on a show that only she can in leading the team to a win over the New York Liberty. She hit the logo bombs, 3 of them in 38 seconds. Caitlin was able to hit down the court. Just gorgeous. I mean, come on.
Now Brianna Stewart kept her cool, but she didn't hold back either. This is a 2-time MVP, a proven champion, someone who easily shifted blame or pointed to the refs. But she didn't. Instead, Stewie admitted what everyone saw. They were outplayed. Not by luck, not by a fluke, but by a team with a stronger game plan, sharper execution, and one very dangerous weapon.
Caitlin Clark is the best basketball player in the world. She's the best basketball player that I have ever seen. She is the difference maker. She is the needle mover. She is the face of basketball right now.
Let's see what some people are saying right here. I am 100% Fever, but first team I have watched with class this year. Other than my Fever, great game, ladies. I love the sportsmanship. May you have a great season.
If you watched the game, you saw the moment Clark hit a logo 3 right in Stewart's face. And what did Stewie do? She smiled. That wasn't frustration, that was recognition. That's what greatness, acknowledging greatness looks like. No eye roll, no complaints, just a grin from someone who knew she'd just witnessed something special, even if it came at her own expense.
Literally, I think just making better reads off the switches. They made it really difficult because they were just like, there was just constantly somebody there and trying to find an opening to get it downhill or to find somebody else. And then collectively, like our defense, you know, I think we should take pride in that a little bit more. And they had like 53 at half and finished with 102, so it doesn't really seem like we were guarding much.
Breanna Stewart was giving her a lot of space. She shoots it from the logo, she drills it, and right afterwards, I think all Breanna Stewart could do is kind of laugh about it. I actually loved that.
The defensive breakdowns Stewart mentioned weren't just simple lapses, they were caused by Clark's gravitational pull on the court. When a player can pull up from 35 feet and make it look effortless, your entire defensive strategy crumbles before it even gets into position. The Liberty were stretched thin trying to contain Caitlin, and in that chaos, Indiana shooters took full advantage. What made the post-game moment powerful was the total lack of ego. While the media pushed fake drama, Ionescu and Stewart kept it real. They gave Clark credit, and the stats backed them up. Indiana shot lights out because Clark drew so much attention. Her teammates got easy looks. Stewart even admitted they overused their starters trying to keep up. That's not just strategy, that's the Clark effect. She changes the tempo, breaks defenses, and forces teams out of rhythm. That's what future MVPs do.
And it's not defeating. Basketball's a game of runs, in the same way like we go on runs, they do as well. They're a great team. So I don't think it's defeating. I think obviously we know what a great shooter she is, and I think we just gave her too many easy ones.
Even Liberty coach Sandy Brondello didn't make excuses. No talk of injuries, no complaints about the refs, just a clear admission that the Fever were simply better. When a coach at that level gives full credit without hesitation, you know it wasn't just a win, it was a statement.
Yeah, look, obviously we had to rely on these two players here, and we didn't get to the rim. You know, early in the game we did. I think we had about 32 points in the paint in the first half, and we didn't get as many open ones as we did in the second half, and that's on the coaching staff. We've got to make it a little bit easier for them in that regard. But you know, they're switching. They were very disruptive. They were very physical, and you know, we've got to be a better job at executing that.
Oh, statistically, it was a blowout. Indiana dropped 102 points, 53 in the first half alone. A team that looked lost without Clark suddenly played like the Warriors reborn. Those 17 made threes, not luck. That was gravity. Clark's presence elevated everyone around her, turning teammates into real threats.
Indiana Fever before Caitlin and the Indiana Fever after Caitlin. She is like 1000% the difference maker.
She is the only player in the league so far averaging 20 points per game, 5 rebounds per game or more, 5 assists or more per game. Caitlin Clark is back in action.
This team won a massive game.
The Indiana Fever have come out and dominated.
We got back into the game. We had that run when Stewie was guarding Caitlin Clark, but then they executed well, and you know, we had so many breakdowns on defense, and they made shots. They really punished us on that end, making 17 threes from 35. It was just too wide open. So a little lack of communication. We had to obviously work these two. Probably overworked them tonight, but a lot of things that we can learn, and we. Like I said before the game, we're nowhere near.
Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu talked to the media alongside their head coach.
She has great range and her ability to get her shot off. I'm really happy to see her back out on the court. I'm happy she's back.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar globally.
Caitlin Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP. She is the main draw.
I don't know if you guys have seen or heard, but Caitlin Clark is in fact back. Caitlin Clark!
Send steps back with the 3 over Brianna Stewart.
Caitlin Clark is the 4th fastest player in WNBA history to hit a 850 points. Logo, long-ass 3. Caitlin's going to hit us with a Jordan right there with the tongue out.
WNBA rumors suggest Caitlin Clark will be among the first stars making $1 million annually. The most notable of which is, y'all already know who, the needle mover. Caitlin Clark. Liberty was picked to be the #1 team in the W, which they are right now. But I'm telling you, they really lost to the Indiana Fever twice. The Indiana Fever will be 2-0 against the New York Liberty.
When Caitlin Clark goes with the Valkyries, it's going to be crazy. When she goes to Golden State, that game's going to be crazy. You've seen what it is with the Valkyries.
Caitlin pulls left wing, the right wing, 30-plus feet. Logo crosses over. Watch it. Oh, my goodness. She is back.
Back in the lineup. I'm ready to go.
I think you're just excited more than anything. You know, it gets kind of difficult when you prepare for a game. Obviously, when I'm on the bench, still knowing the scout, knowing everything that the other team's going to do, and still trying to mentally prepare and go through everything like I'm going to play, even though I knew I wasn't going to play. So, you know, doing that, but also knowing I was going to be able to be active today, I think gives you a little extra juice. So I'm certainly excited just to get back out there, get playing, and really good opportunity for us at home here coming off of a loss. So it's a big game.